with our awareness, we portion off aspects of creation within which we intend to manifest desire. And in the case of healing, of course, that portioning off is the physiology. In the case of, say, you want to manifest financial abundance, well, then the space that you portion off would be your financial status, your bank account, your method of gaining income, or the connection between the whole heart and the intention to serve, provide service and goods to the world, that area, and then from that area, how I provide for the creation comes out and embraces the field, which would be your financial structure. And so we've created a kind of we've created kind of a shape in which to create that manifesting form. Then the vibration is important. So the vibration itself, the vibration starts out as a fine impulse, and then it grows like a flower. And so ideally, if we want our intention to manifest, so it's useful to have a form like a template, which has the shape of what's known in the Vedas as a rick. It starts fine, and then it expands and expands and expands like that. And it reminds me very much of like the end of a trumpet or something. So this form I'm offering because I discovered it about a week and a half ago. Oh, and boy, did that create some purification. Woohoo! Anyway, but there's a form at the fine level of creation. It's comprised of consciousness. It's made of awareness. And it's so simple, it's capable of sitting down at that causal level of the physiology and say what you would like to manifest is financial abundance. Then you use your shape, right? You use the space, the sacred space of your financial status and structure and relationship to the rest of the world. Or you want to manifest ideal opulent health. Then you use the shape, which is the body, right? And then the field all the way out to the astral level of the physiology, which is that's about as far as individual self. And after astral body, we become more collective. So health. And then within that boundary that you've sort of portioned off with consciousness, we place this form that expands. The first time I found this form was about 12 years ago, maybe between 12 and 15 years ago. And I was a very unhealthy girl at the time. I felt like I was about to die, and my health had been deteriorating. And I came to this point where I was getting intuitive signals that I had about 2 weeks to live. It felt like that, maybe 2 weeks. And part of me didn't care at all. Part of me was like, fine, I am so uncomfortable. I am so miserable. I am in so much pain. Just, if that's what's going to happen, bring it. But then I also have my children on the other side, like, no. And so at one point, I was in a deep meditative state, and I heard intuitively this voice: if you have a choice, what do you choose? Do you choose to leave, or do you choose to stay? And I said, well, if I have a choice, I will stay. And I knew at that moment that the choice to stay was the harder choice, that the leaving would have been easier, but I went ahead and accepted to choose to stay. And immediately the form appeared, this form that allows for the shape shifting of energy frequencies of consciousness. And it appeared deep within my awareness. And what happened was that feeling of okay, then if I'm going to stay, it's going to be in a healthy, robust manner. It started out little, and it unfurled through the shape of this end of a trumpet form, like a cornucopia form. And once that seed was placed in that form, I couldn't really, it wasn't it wasn't worth taking out at that point. You can do anything. Consciousness is a field of all possibilities. You can mess with it, but it just makes a mess. At that point, I just let it do what it needed to do. And when I came out of that meditation, I was a different girl, and I just knew I was going to live. I knew I was going to live. And at that point there, I still had a bit of a rough row to hoe, right? But it was done. And that form is an archetypal template.